again, I don't think it's massively one-sided.
Yeah, I feel like Nip is on a timer. You know what I mean? Like, cause I don't think that they're on like this heavy timer. I just think there's a time where they're going to be very strong in the early mid-game-ish part, and then there's going to be a part where I feel like they might be on their heels, and then like ultra late game, it could come back and be even again. Like, I don't think it's like a set timer. If you miss it, you lose. If that makes sense.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree. As it gets to late game, I don't think they're outscaled.
Yeah.
But, you know, Slark, I feel like Slark will eventually become the strongest hero in the game. It depends whether he can get there, and like whether he gets the farm to be the strongest hero in the game. I feel like, I honestly don't think Fly Team played that well last game. I think they allowed themselves to get caught and played fights really, really poorly, especially in comparison to yesterday. So, we'd like to see them play a little bit better, but again, Nip, I like their lineup. I think this game looks really good for them.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see a bit more of an action-packed game, and I feel like this one probably will be.
I look at the game.
Yeah, true. I look at the 6 cores in this game, though, and I'm like, I can't see a huge amount of split pushing being done. Like that mutual high five there, that was nice.
Yeah. It's like when they touch gloves in the UFC.
30 seconds and counting.
I will also say as well that Roger, I felt like did almost nothing last game. He felt really underwhelming on the Earth split.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how we talked about Misery before?
Yeah.
I'd also like to see a lot more from Roger this game. Because you can't get complacent now that you've joined the roster permanently.
You still have to do what you did to get here.
With the fate of the universe and the pride of 10 people on the line.
I'm wondering if, if these lanes go so well for Ninjas in Pajamas, or if they go well enough, how fast they're going to push down these buildings and kind of make it frustrating for Slark inside, on his side of the river. Because you're going to be working with Dialogue Edict. You're going to try and pressure these towers. I feel like we'll see a heavy push come in from Ninjas in Pajamas in the earlier, mid part of the game. Going after Misha. General Roger always on a fly all here, and first blood is in the hands of Fly to Moon.
Can't escape your sight.
Amazing. I really like to think that wasn't lag, honestly. Lag PL? There's no PL in this game, VTune. It's definitely a BM pause, guys. My stupid brain realizes my investigating that this is puppy pause.
Puppy pause.
Yeah, I really like that play though. I like when teams do this, when they keep 3 heroes at top and they wait for the lanes to come in, try and get a first blood, and then always one of Fly's going to TP away, right? Mm-hmm. Nice to see.
Keeping an eye out here. Keeping an eye on a bunch of things. Them coming back into the game and me hoping that I don't have to puppy pause, because they don't pause for me.
Oh, we're not pausing for you, dude. Yeah, you're...
No. It's a one and done. You're out, you're done. I love the Silver Edge item for Slark. I'm a big fan of that one.
If he ever gets to it, at least, against the Underlord especially.
I'm at the well, I actually am at the cosmetic that he's holding, but yes, Silver Edge is an item too.
I also like, the cosmetic is really nice. Yeah.
No.
How's it going? Mid 5 and 2 for the Doom, and 2 and 1 for Shrek. Okay.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. He had to last it under his tower on the left because the Doom just pushed the wave in and used Devour on the range creep. Iceberg having a good start to the lane.
That's what happened last time, and that's the thing. Like, I enjoy watching Iceberg play, but there are definitely times like the last game that, he kind of throws away that advantage by playing as aggressive as he does.
A top lane Misha. Oh, almost goes down. Roger does lose his courier though to, I don't know what it was. Oh, creeps under the tower. Oh, not again. We see this yesterday, I think.
I think so, yeah. Roger. That's power shot.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Now always want to fly. He'll lose his courier over in the bottom lane, and that is to Era. I also want to know how involved Era's going to get, but always want to fly. He's getting low. Fortune's End thrown out at Era. An early kill onto this Rubik could be very good for Vichu, and it gives him an early point in that stolen Agi. Or not stolen, but just permanent Agi.
Really good start to the game for Fly Team so far. This mid lane especially is massively one-sided at the moment. Iceberg 17-5 against the, like, what's it going to be, 9-2 of Lesh after this? Oh, we missed the creep. Oh, it's 8-2, never mind. Now he's going to have Devour for the Alpha Wolf as well, so that's going to help his mid lane CSing even more.
Unworthy.
Again, a good start for Fly to move. And we talked about how early you'd like to see Ninjas in Pajamas have a lead for this lineup to execute. Is it already looking problematic? Like, that may not happen?
I don't think so. Not massively. Like, obviously, you want your laning stage to be going better, right? Shackle Shot comes top as well. I mean, obviously he's taking a little bit of damage here. I don't think it's a massive problem. The mid lane is a problem. But, like, the side lanes are going okay.
Supreme having the last hit under his tower. Alright. He's got it.
I mean, as Lesh gets levels, though, this lane obviously gets a little bit easier for him. Iceberg with the critical strike and the pack leader's aura. His CS thing's still fine. There's a DD that spawned top as well. They're going to fight for it.
Iceberg ends up getting it. They get the kill on Amisha up towards top. Stun lands. Diamond doing a lot of damage on Iceberg. Supreme just going to run down Iceberg. Can't get the kill. Pops the salve on the high ground. So close to just killing off this Doom. Vichu sits low, but he's past the salve from Always Want to Fly. Back up towards top. Charlie, he's in some trouble. Shackle doesn't land. Power shot comes through, and he's just getting harassed heavily.
Really getting bullied up from this top lane, isn't he?
Yeah.
The Underlord is starting to get levels down in the bot lane, though, so it's reaching the point now where he's doing that thing. You just shove out the lane. It's so much easier. Yeah. So yes, the Slark's going to farm, but the Underlord should be absolutely fine down here as well.
Does that allow you to move away if you're Era and try to get involved somewhere else? Or does the Underlord still need your help?
Like, I don't know where you're supposed to... I mean, you could go top, maybe. I mean, he's probably just going to go and secure the bounty runes for now, I'd imagine. Always Want to Fly?
Supreme. And Always Want to Fly, he'll die to Saberlight.
I think you just... I think that was one of those deaths you just give away. Right.
Telekinesis throws him back, but still pounces, grabs the bounty. He might be able to get the second one on the back. He doesn't even go for it, though. He'll go back towards the lane. End up being 2 for 2 once that bounty rune's picked up.
He's going to bring the boots for the Slark as well, which is nice. He's going to try and pull through.
And you just watch Saberlight as he's able to secure CS under the Firestorm.
So, this Doom's had a really good start to the game, right? But he has level Doom at level 6. So sometimes what we see this hero do is they skip the ult entirely if they feel like they're not going to be able to use it to get kills. But the fact that he's taking it makes me think like he really wants to try and use this to make something happen on the map. So we might see a rotation from one of the Radiant supports come through mid soon. Try and get a kill with the Doom link up.
Yes.
I swear we've seen, like, even if the, you know, holding a point and maxing like 4-4-0, or at least trying to go that direction. Telekinesis and the Pit of Malice. Always Want to Fly. He's in some trouble. Gets locked up again. One more shot from Saberlight to get the kill down bottom. They take out the Oracle for the second time.
Yeah, and that's this extra damage to work with on the Underlord. Like, this Rubik's almost level 5 at 7 minutes into the game. He's having a really good time. Yes, he's taking some of the XP away from the Underlord, but it doesn't really matter. Saberlight's just at level 6 as well. Icepack's making this rotation over, but what does he get done with this?
They move forward. Probably a kill into an Agi here. Okay. And they're gonna go for Saberlight. He's so low. Started that Dark Rift really late. Goes into the trees. Oh wow, good little juke there through the maze of trees to stay alive. Supreme now comes down here, and it looks like Era's just kind of dangling himself.
And that's so much wasted time as well.
And here comes Supreme, Dialogue Edict. Look at this. Era, if they land that stun, they get the kill. They still blow up Always Wanna Fly. They can push this out and make V-Tune and Iceberg retreat. This works really well for Ninjas in Pajamas, and now they've got Saberlight back. He Dark Rifts back, TP's back in, and the Tier 1 tower is going to be pressured, if not killed, on this wave.
Oh, it's 100% dead. They have a catapult wave, and there's Edict level 4 on Lesh. I mean, this tower's gone. And you see the Sark just instantly TP's away mid. He's like, I mean, I can't do anything down here. Like, my tower's just gone. It's 8 minutes into the game. And there's an Arcane Rune that spawns bot as well. They really need to take that away from the Lesh. V-Tune's going to go over.
Tower is under attack.
So good right now from Ninjas in Pajamas to start this game off after what looked to be a pretty stagnant laning phase. But they're now just able to walk through the jungle. And they can probably focus that Tier 1 over mid.
I love that voice line, by the way.
I do too, but the first part that's kind of whispering always makes me think production's in our ear. It confuses me.
Oh, they probably are, let's be real.
But I wouldn't mind it, because to the bottom lane, looking over at Always Wanna Fly. Get the kill on the Oracle once again. 0-4 and 2 for Always Wanna Fly already. I mean, this is big because they're holding him back from level 6 for a long time. And they now have level 6 for the Rubik.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, they're having a really good time. And this Lifesteal is not really getting touched top lane. He's going for this armlet as well, so I don't know. Everything looking rosy right now. The question is, can they hit their timing that they need to as a lineup at like this 20-minute mark? But they are really strong.
Keen Optic for Supreme. And now they'll go after Roger. Shackle doesn't connect, but he's able to push back the Harpy Stormcrafter just using a little bit of Chain Lightning.
This Harpy Stormcrafter is so dumb. Have you seen its mana regen?
Yeah, 4.4, it's gross.
You're like, because he has Bassi as well on the Chen, so it's obviously normally a little bit low. I think it's like 3.5. Might be a little bit less than that, but I think it's 3 maybe. But anyway, you're like, oh, it's only got 125 mana and it costs 50. So, you can't really spam people out of lanes. And then you realize that it just has so much mana regen, so it doesn't matter.
Swashbuckle stolen by the Rubik. Let's see how he uses that. Got the bounty runes, and it's 2 for 2. Fill for the bottle. Supreme getting very close to this Yules, which is going to help that control, and it will be a Yules for Saberlight as well. So, working with that Yules in the Pit of Malice. I think right now Saberlight's just hoping for tier 2 items to come a little quicker so he can get himself a clumsy net, hopefully. But they're forcing, look at this, they force the glyph. They're putting so much pressure on the tier 1 over mid. They've got 3 heroes here. Ninjas in Pajamas not getting their foot off the gas yet. Because I think they need to be forced to get their foot off the gas. And it's not going to happen, by themselves.
I don't know. I think when there's this massive downtime, though, for Fly to Moon, when Nip aren't really doing anything at the moment, I think it does flavor. It does favor Fly to Moon, like, slightly. Because this Doom is going to be the, like, farming quicker than anybody on the map, right?
Yeah.
And the Slark has this downtime where he can actually try and find his way back into the game. It's still all going to be about this timing and the first push that Nip can make where they really go as a unit.
Yeah.
Like, you see Chen's trying to farm for this mech at the moment. He's almost got it, to be fair. Like, he's getting there. He's about 300 gold away, 400 gold away now.
They could probably, if he really wants to get it, they could go combine mid and take a tower.
Right.
Might even push it that much more, but they take a look over. They go for Era. Rolling Thunder used. Shield Crash picked up by Era, so he's not able to Rolling Thunder his way out of there.
Yeah,
Gets the kill.
that was really well played by General, recognizing that everything was going to try and steal Rolling Thunder, so just instantly use a Shield Crash.
Doom gets used on Leshrac and like... okay. Like,
No, he
that's
just
down now.
he then gets the Arcane Rune, and he's like, oh, okay, well, this
Ooh,
is fine.
V-Tune forced back as well. The damage coming in from Misha as well as Charlie definitely felt. And Supreme, like, I don't know. I feel like that Doom just being wasted opens up this game for Ninja the Pajamas for the next 2 minutes.
Especially because we were saying Chen's about to get mech. This is their power timing. This is the one they need to go for. But look at Iceberg's net worth on this Doom. Like, when he gets BKB, this Lesh has to be scared. Like, all of the die have to be scared when he gets his BKB. He'll be the strongest hero on the map at that point.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
It's all about, do they have the damage output to fight during the Doom BKB duration and into this really big power spike that Nip are going to have?
Would they steal? Scorched Earth? That's always good for Era, or good for Rubik's.
Gives you the movement speed as well, which is really handy.
Deso next for the Lifestealer. He continues to farm up. Still sitting ahead of the Slark, but you know, I say that, and V-Tune, and the Diffusal Blade, he's farming up a Storm right now as well.
So he's going BOTs on Lesh. Underlord's going to have Yule's really. Chen's got the mech now. I don't think you can wait for this Lifestealer Deso. I honestly think you just have to go before.
You can leave Charlie to his own accord, I think.
But I think you want to group up and you want to take towers. You see, they're going to smoke up here and they want to play up towards Charlie in the top lane, I think. Yeah.
They can Dark Rift in, so it's not the worst thing in the world to just...
Exactly. Yeah. You can always be there as well. The Chen, I think, has he recalled anybody in? Yeah, he recalled the Lesh in. Okay, so...
Ooh, smoke broken.
This is the other thing, so... I'll let the fight happen first, actually. Because I think something's going to go on.
I don't know if there's going to be a fight.
Okay, so the big thing is, you remember old Boots of Travel? When you played Lesh, you have that really good thing of building Boots of Travel and then TPing back to base and coming back into the fight again straight away. But you can't do that anymore because new BOTs have the same cooldown as your TP score. The Chen makes it completely different. So what happens is when he gets BOTs, not only is the movement speed nice, but he can BOT back to base when he gets low in a fight, and the Chen just instantly recalls him back in. And he has another full whack of mana to go again and just output so much damage.
So Ninja Pajamas. They've taken every tier one tower. This opens up the Radiant side pretty immensely. The question is, when do they want to start looking to fight with that in general? Losing that shield, or not losing the shield crash, giving the shield crash over to Era. Never gets the Rolling Thunder off.
They're going to get 4 runes on Nip as well. They controlled this top half of the map really well there for the 15-minute mark, and Underlord's just pushing out bot, so...
There's the BKB. So now, does the problem exist? You know, obviously this BKB, you're up by a lot of gold on this Doom, and I think that's what's keeping it close, because this game would be a 5k lead if Doom wasn't farming this well. Is the BKB enough? And I think these early charges are going to be very important for Iceberg, right?
Correct, yeah. Especially against Leshrac, you know, this hero that has so much magic damage. My worry is that, again, it's what I said in the draft, I don't know how they're supposed to get their damage output. Because even if they doom somebody up, they have the Chen with the sustain, like we said, they have the Underlord with the Dark Rift, and they can just go again. So, yes, the BKB stops them from losing fights as hard, I think, but I still don't see how they win fights and how they kill people. Like, Slark needs his items, and he's got drums, he's going to Fusel Blade next, and at that point, maybe they can. But this Lifesteal is going to have Deso and 1,000 gold.
Taking a look, Underworld caught. And get the kill there onto Saroy, who continues to try and force the issue. He's going into a Heaven's Halberd. I like that pickup.
Yeah. They did use the Doom as well, though, so...
Yeah, 2 minutes where Ninja Pajamas might feel safe.
Exactly. They get a kill on the Underlord, but now, like you say, there's this massive window where Nip might feel like, yeah, we can just run at them and take towers. So I really hope they do. I don't want them to see them just farming in the jungle and whatnot. Maybe they just feel like they haven't hit this timing that they want to hit yet. But when Lifestealer gets Deso, they're going to be really strong.
Dire should look to their
And it's up to the... I think Iceberg has to doom Underlord every single fight. Because otherwise the Dark Rift comes out.
Regeneration.
And then my problem is, how do you deal with the Lesh? Where if you doom up the Underlord?
Here come the tier 2 items. If you're Underlord, your fingers are very much crossed for a clumsy net.
scanning for enemies.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not so great up against Slark, but it is very good up against Pangolier and the Wind Ranger. So.
Oh my god.
There
it is. Your answers are right there in a clumsy net, but Charlie takes it. Okay. I mean, I think they just wanted it in general. Oh, okay.
David like gets it coming out straight away. He knows. And here's this timing that we're talking about. They're looking to group up there.
That conversation probably consisted of, dude, seriously?
I mean, it's good on Lifestealer because the clumsy net doesn't hit him while he's raged. Obviously with Underlord, yeah.
So Doom's on cooldown for another 38 seconds. They do have the Rolling Thunder. They pick up the Deso on the Lifestealer. They'll go for Roche. Roger should just power shot in here and spot that they're doing this. It's going down pretty quickly. They have 3 Centaurs to stomp if you come in. So it's not exactly that easy to just waltz your way into this. Pinamalus comes down, Fortune's in onto Roger. It's not going to matter. They get the Aegis into the hands of Supreme. And that's a BKB charge used by Iceberg just to disengage.
Yeah, it's not good. And the fact that they commit every hero to the pit there when they just don't get anything for it is really sad. Because like, if Fly to Moon there, they just give that Aegis away, but they're also split pushing their lanes at the same time. At least they're getting something off the map. For the
Continue.
Hearts in the chat for all the production.
Very lovely people. And very good at their jobs. So, they're going to try and move on to this tier 2 tower bot now. They have the Edict still, so this tower's just going to fall so quickly. They have the Glyph on Radiant, but it will pop up.
If they force the Glyph, and it's like, we could just go back in a second.
Like, they're taking the top tier 1 in the meantime, but you look at the timer, like they're taking this tier 2. It's just before the 20-minute mark. And guess what happens when you take the tier 2s before the 20-minute mark?
Ooh, I'm raising my hand.
The
I was gonna say that.
No, you don't get a time. They're just going to keep going. They want to force EPs back here. And you see Misha taking it over at the same time straight away. Everything's so smooth with how they've played this game so far. There's no
Going
glitch.
to the high ground. Look at this rage. Malice coming down. That's going to be right onto the Pangolier. Shield crash. They've got the Centaur to hoof stomp him. So much damage, forcing the false promise very early into this fight. Supreme TP's out, and like you said, here he comes again. They're going to try and bring him back. They'll use the hand to get the kill on Amisha, and now he can't. So Lesh gets left there. They still get the kill on the Pangolier. They look over at V2, and they're doing a lot of damage, but all of a sudden, Charlie losing his life. The man with the Aegis is back at home. Arrow's gonna fall too, so they knew on the side of Fly to Moon, focus the Chen, make sure the Leshrac can't come back. They spotted that immediately, did a very good job of making sure that, hey, your plan ain't gonna work.
Yeah, and I 100% disagree with that as well, but well, I say I 100% disagree with that. The problem is that Lesh has no mana to fight, right? And they know that he has Aegis. So if Lesh has no mana and he doesn't go back to base there, they're going to ignore him all the time. And yeah, I think Nip are doing the right thing here. I think you just have to run at them again and go again. Because you know there's no Doom up now. And you really need to fight before Slark gets BKB. And it's online in like 600 gold, 700 gold. So...
Oh, Iceberg. They might force
no
BKB. Oh, he doesn't actually have it for 10 seconds. Pit of Malice. Now they've got the clumsy net. The Pit of Malice again. Oh, jeez. They don't have false promise, and now the Leshrac, he's in too far. All right, Aegis pop. Good for Fly to Moon. Now he's back to full mana. They're going to continue to run. He has a regen rune to work with.
Just run at them again. They still have no glyph either, because remember they used it for the tier 2 before. Even if you only get a tier 3 here, this is still really good. I think they want more.
They want to go for these buildings. They're going to try and play this advantage as much as they can. They've got the Pit of Malice keeping Charlie safe, as well as Supreme General without Rolling Thunder for 40 seconds. So there's really no way into this fight for the side of Fly to Moon. They'll infest Supreme. So now he's got the HP regen. Back to the Diabolic Edict. This is a set of racks. And the Dark Rift to top. That second time around, much cleaner.
Much cleaner, but also at the same time. Rubik's stolen shackle shot. So
how long is that going to last?
It's a long time. If he gets 4 points in Arcane Supremacy before leveling up anything else here, the shackle is going to be like 5 seconds. Like, longer than that.
And that could be a 2-hero stun for that long.
Yeah, it's just over 5 seconds, actually.
Oh, look at that EU math right there.
I didn't give you an exact answer, hello.
Oh, well. I was going to back you up either way. I always got your back. So I just figured I'd preemptively strike.
Yes.
Charlie, he's just about got a Heaven's Halberd as well. Underlord, he's very close to his.
No. Yeah, Slark has BKB though here. This is a massive time because they have double BKB. Iceberg has Shivas as well. They want to run at them. They want to use this timing to find something and make it happen. Because although Nip have been like had their moment in this game where they're really strong, this Slark doesn't care about the Lesh when he has a 10-second BKB. So they want to make the most of it. Question is, can they? Hero's doing a really good job of just not showing himself up in this top lane.
Don't get anything out of that smoke. It's only a 2k lead, but it feels like so much more. Oracle really doesn't have much of anything.
I see Roger.
Oh, they'll find Roger, but then V-Tune, he's right over. Peter Malice is down. The BKB's been popped by V-Tune. They go after Roger. They're trying to get the kill of the Windrunner. They're doing a lot of damage to start this one off. They've used the Doom. Came out onto the Underlord. Rolling Thunder comes through. They've invested into Supreme. Supreme's in some trouble. He needs some help. Infest ends up popping, but now V-Tune, he's only held alive thanks to the false promise. They get the kill to Charlie with Peter Malice, but it just feels too late. They'll try to Dark Rift away. Shackle thrown to the Slark. Yule's up into the air. They've disarmed this Doom, and they'll leave him be as they go back to base. Good fight there from Flying Moon. And they're going to take tier 1 reveal.
That's massive for them, because now they can open up the map a little bit more, like you say, get some control over the like towers and things. And this Slark built up 20 stacks in that fight. You can see he's actually able to get his damage off now. So my worry for them before was, are they able to get to a point in the game where the Slark can do damage? And they've got there now. Everyone's in trouble. Ooh.
They're going to go for the Underlord. Put him Malice down. Roots up 2. They've got the Clumsy Net now onto the Doom, onto the tier 2 tower. They kill him back into the Pit of Malice. They're controlling Iceberg quite a bit. They want to continue forward. The Supreme joins them once again. So it's the BKB that durations that really helped him out there, right? So do you just have to kind of find ways to pop these BKBs if you're Ninja Pajamas, or where's your go-to here now that you know that Slark has a BKB and it's 9 seconds?
I think Lifestealer really needs a halberd, and Lesh is like massively needs a BKB now at this point, because he saw how much damage he was taking, not just from the Slark, but he has like Diffusal. There's the magic damage from that. There's the General Pangolier as well coming through with the Rolling Thunder. Like, even though he popped the Bloodstone here, he still just melted really quickly.
Yes.
And look at the net worths of the cores now on the Radiant side. It's very much like last game again, where the Flytomine cores are on top, but the Nip supports are just a little bit more farmed.
Yeah, I mean, not even a little bit. It's a 4k difference between Chen and the Oracle. The Oracle has Treads while Chen has Guardian Greaves and going into a Ghost Scepter. Era, nothing stolen yet. Still just level 1 on the ult. Blink 4 staff for him. Is this pace right now okay for Ninja Pajamas? You know, are you just trying to look for this BKB for Supreme and potentially another Roche?
I think you don't have a choice but to slow the game now down now. Wait for your BKB on Lesh. I think obviously they would love to be fighting, but the Slarks managed to achieve so much in the last 10 minutes that it's really difficult for them now. So I think they have to respect the damage output that FTM have.
They've got the halberds. They need to check Roche, right?
Yeah, they could, but I don't think they can fight Roche. I mean, they will, if they have to, they will, but ideally, they're kind of waiting for Fly to make the move, I think. You can see they're just holding their high ground.
Great scam by the Dire, though. Know exactly where they are. I mean, the Sark kind of gives it away there. General's got the Zags, too. Era coming over, Pit of Malice, BKB's been popped by Iceberg. Who's he gonna doom? He dooms up the Underlord. Now they've got themselves a shackle on Era. Era looking like he's gonna go down to lose the Rubik first. General coming in with the Rolling Thunder, using that shield crash, throwing out those swashbuckles, gets on top of the Underlord. They get the kill into 3. They'll take out Saberlight, Misha, and Era. They'll look over at Supreme, doing a lot of damage onto the Sark, who's been disarmed now. They've got the Infest that will pop. They get the kill into Supreme. They've taken out to 4th. They go for Charlie. This could be very devastating if they get the kill onto this Lifestealer. Rages and TPs from the racks to home.
That fight looked okay for Nip at the first because they managed to force the Doom BKB out really early, right? And Era managed to steal Doom, but he got shackled to the tree just as he did. So he died before he could get the Doom off. Like, if Rubik manages to Doom up the Slark there before he dies, I think the fight's completely different. But Vichun just able to freely do whatever he wants the whole fight duration. And yeah, with the 21 stacks that he stole, they now just head into Roche. And there's almost an MKB on Wind Ranger as well.
He just picked up, and I think if you're Ninja Pajamas, you have to concede on that fight. You can't even risk going in. Bottom lane, I will say, keeps pushing in.
Yeah, they are, but yeah, only really
building.
They start hitting fours, you know.
Putting some chip damage on there.
Sure.
170 damage. Wow. Massive amounts of unrecoverable damage.
That's a nice item for the Lesh. He actually not take the quickening charm for himself, just keeping growth, but I guess the magic arm's really nice. Okay.
Does Era take the quickening charm?
No, I think he wants the optics still. Like, the cast range is really nice on that hero. Yeah, he did take quickening. Oh, he's taking Titan Sliver on Lesh. Okay. That's pretty good as well. You could give the quickening charm to Chen maybe or something.
Down to 9 charges for the Shrek on that Bloodstone. Never a good feeling. Iceberg shows himself mid. No Scorch Earth, but they don't want to chase any further. V2 coming in from the side, has the break. Now they've got the telekinesis. I almost feel like Ninja's Pajamas are hoping that they'll pop a BKB, but the Infernal comes out an arrow. They get the kill onto this Rubik. They'll take him out. They look over at Charlie, now trying to run. Goes into the rage, in some trouble. Infest, Dark Rift, tries to get out. He's been unleashed. Doomed up. Can they get out in time? No. Power shot from Rogers on the money. BKB's been popped by V-Tune, and he's down to 7 seconds, but you've lost this little track for him. Or you've lost the Lifestealer for a minute.
Yeah, they can't really deal with this Slark right now. I mean, he's just in their faces all the time, right? Doing whatever he likes. Yeah, like without the Lifestealer for 40 seconds, I think they just carry on here. They still have Aegis to remember as well.
Supreme, I don't think he knows that people are coming behind him to look for this kill. He's got a haste, so he's got a way to cut the distance. But not if he stays in the neutral camps. Roger in general, now you've got the swashbuckle and he just dies.
Wow. I mean, this MKB does so much damage. I don't think Supreme was expecting that to happen. And look at this net worth graph as well. Look how quickly it's just gone in Flight Moon's favor after this really good fight they had bot lane where they took the racks before on Nip. They just waited for the timings on Flight Moons. They didn't push themselves too far. And as soon as the Slark gets BKB, it's all been one-way traffic.
Can they bring it back is the question.
Slark's BKB is getting lower, so it gets a little bit easier, but this Lesh has been farming BKB for like at least 10 minutes now, and he's still not got it.
He's so close, too. Good Malice. Dark Pack, Roger coming over. Shackle lines up, but okay, doesn't land. They still get the kill, it doesn't matter.
Doom has an AC. Jesus.
Doom's BKB is 5 seconds.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, right? Because he's so tanky now with the AC and the Shivas. He's sitting on 39 armor BKB. Like, he doesn't need more than a 5-second BKB, I don't think. The only time he uses his BKB is when the Lesh runs in. And then he's like, fine, aside from that.
Armor schmarmor. But not. They've broken the high ground. Now Fade Bolt's continuing to come out. Quickening Charm's been picked up by this Rubik. Yet to spot anything he'd like to steal. And they're gonna lose racks. I think luckily for them, they've got tier 2s in the sidelines. So.
This Aegis is still online for about a minute or so for the slot. I'd be interested to see what he goes next. Yeah, I was going to say, does he want to go Skadi or Satanic? I feel like he needs a HP item. I don't know which one, but he just decided to go Satanic. So. I feel like the Skadi's really good against the Leshle with the 50% move speed slow. It's a ranged hero. So he might change his mind yet.
And they force BKB or just get the kill on a V-Tune. Holy. They annihilated him. And they line up the stun. V-Tune saved by the false promise. BKB's been popped by Iceberg. He's now got the Octarine cord. Wow. Do they have a BKB on Supreme still? Yeah, they do. So they could really chase if they find the right pickoff. They're just not fast enough to keep up with them.
As well. Oh, I think they didn't quite see Always Want to Fly there on the Oracle, unfortunately. Otherwise, they might have carried on going. But
late Aegis that they got killed. Not the worst, worst thing in the world.
But again, Slark BKB now down to 7 seconds, so I think the game isn't like. See, the game's really bad for him. Like, Flight Team are so far ahead at this point. Lesh does a lot of damage still.
Okay, Rolling Thunder used. I feel like that opens opportunity here for Ninja Pajamas. And Blink, Telekinesis, they know they don't have the false promise. That's actually on cooldown for another 25 seconds. They've got the Swashbuckle coming in from General. Charlie needs to back off. V2 coming in. Rage looking for it. There's the break. And the stun on the Slark, but the Dark Pact is there. Swashbuckle gets the stun. Supreme backing off. They're still trying to chase. Iceberg moving so fast. 437 movement speed there. And he's trying to catch up.
He has an Octarine, you know.
Yeah, he got it as they were retreating in the last fight.
Doom's now on a 94-second cooldown because of the quickening charm as well.
That's
insane.
Disgusting. What's the lowest you've ever seen Doom on cooldown?
Good question. I don't know, actually. I mean, obviously you can get Spell Prism as well, so it's a little bit
like 80 something, right? It's the lowest I've seen it. 19k lead, but again, like, you catch one person out of position and Ninja's Pajamas can make you pay. They still don't use BKB on the lowest track either, right?
I mean, we've seen Nip holding this high ground yesterday with the Underlord. There's no reason they can't do it again. So you do have to respect them, like you were saying. But going high ground is difficult. Doom Slark aren't natural tower hitters, not the same way as the Leshes. And he gets that. He actually eats a speed creep on the Doom, so yeah, they're going to be even quicker now.
392 movement speed. Scorched Earth giving him 25%, so he's probably at about 500 with it. Still 479. They've got the stun, and they get this kill and always want to fight. I mean, they forced out the false promise. I think that in itself is actually pretty worth it. They've dusted him up. They've got the control. And at the end of the false promise, he'll end up dead for 50 seconds. Roche minimum spawn timer is 26 seconds away.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if it's a really quick Roche spawn, that's probably worth it. But if not, I mean, Always Want to Fly, we're more than happy with that. Just giving his life away there for the smoke. He almost has a 4-staff as well, actually. And he just commit for Satanic on the Slark. Okay.
Rogers gained a lot of net worth recently. He was below. And that'll hit General. He's got that Abyssal Plate to continue to jump on top of this Chen. He's trying to get away, use the Guardian Greaves. They disarm the Slark. They go after him. They throw the open wounds. But he's able to disengage.
Trying to make sure they find the right opening on both these teams.
He's got BKB. He's got the telekinesis. They follow this up. Do they have the damage? It looks like they do, even with the BKB. Ooh, just escapes 100 health. But the BKB is now down. V-Tune coming in. They were looking for the Shackle to follow that up. They go on the Chen. He doesn't have Guardian Greaves for 9 seconds with the Hand of God. Oh, the Force Staff back stays alive. Just barely. Oh, the Shackle though on the Charlie as well as Supreme. They're looking for the Dark Rift out, but I don't know if they have the time to get the kill on Misha. They look over at Rubik. They get the kill on Era, and now the rest are gone. That was quick damage. Roger pops his BKB. That's down to 9 seconds. V-Tune pops his as well. That's down to 6. You have Chen up in 35, Rubik up in 40, and Roche up in 20.
Yeah, that was really well played by Sableye. He got doomed up, but got the Dark Rift off just before. It was really close. So
Ags now for this Doom. He is so farmed.
yeah, this break is going to be really good against the Underlord as well. It stops the actual Fiora coming through with the damage reduction. So
just pushing in bottom for a split second. Saying what's up, General. How are you?
Havoc Hammer. So nice aim.
I'll hold it. Rainbow and Shiv is next.
Oh god, there's an illusion escape. The Slark. He's almost level 25. Jesus.
Yeah, nobody even close to 25. The experience difference is actually massive. 30,000. Oh my god.
That's pretty insane. But, I mean, it's high manning a lot more early on than Fly to Moon were, so that's probably where it comes from. Ooh, already.
That's great. But passes it off.
I think you take that unless, do you not? Wow,
they take it maybe after they know that this Ags exists on the Doom? They'll swap.
I mean, obviously it's really good with Pit of Malice, but they are just going to head into Roche here, though. Do Radiant know this is going on?
I don't.
They must do.
Oh, yeah, the courier's right there.
Yeah, exactly. But now, Nip know that they know because they saw the courier, and they're going to wrap around here.
Shiva's coming out. Charlie moving forward. They've got the pit him out. BKB's going to pop by Iceberg. They'll get the Doom out, and that's out onto the Underlord, so they've doomed him up. The whole city in front of way. They look over at Misha. Misha's trying to stay alive with the Guardian Greaves. He's got 1 second till the Hand of God. Pops it. V-Tune in deep. Use the Shadow Dance. They get the kill to Misha. They look up at the Rolling Thunder is coming in from General. They get the kill to Charlie. They're taking out the life. Down goes the Rubik. Down goes Leshrac. Supreme trying to survive with the Bloodstone. Maybe I'm wrong, but most likely not as he ends up dead there. Dark Rift away. Triple kill for V-Tune.
Notice that there from V-Tune, he used this again. Rubik stole Doom, and it looked like it was going to be really good. But V-Tune understood what was happening, and he knew that the Rubik had stolen it. So used Shadow Dance just as he saw the Rubik about to cast it on him. That was insane. And this is why.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of dominance I expected from Fly to be coming into this series. And when I say dominance, I don't mean necessarily winning at all points in the game, but understanding how they needed to play the draft and really executing their game plan well. Because yes, they lost that Rats really early into the game. I think it was like 22 minutes or something. But they understood how much stronger they were going to get when Slark got BKB, and they hit their timing hard. They got that Roche